Okay, this is a video response to Desteni Fabrications Part 1. Just looking at the title itself, it's really fascinating that it's called Desteni Fabrications, because this video really just gives fabrications about Desteni without actually backing it up with actual real investigation or research. Some of the points that were brought up in this video, well, we'll start from the beginning. One of the first ones is, the person mentions right off the bat pretty much that he's only done a few months of quote-unquote research on Desteni, but having been a Desteni member for almost 4 years, I can say that he has never actually been on the Desteni Forum. He has never actually applied himself within what is presented. He has never actually participated in any of the Desteni material, whether it's self-forgiveness or self-writing or even investigating the point of self-honesty. So all of the research that this person's done over the several months has been from the outside in. So what we're dealing with here is an opinion. What we're dealing with here is this person's outside perspective on what he believes Desteni is without actually participating as a member, without actually being a part of what Desteni is all about. The next part of the video, he goes on to mention that he's just going to throw a few thoughts out. He's just going to wing it. He doesn't really have a plan of where this video is going, and that's quite evident because if you watch the video, it becomes very clear that this person hasn't actually done real investigation. This person's reacting. This person is blaming Desteni for things that came up within him that he's reacting to and not taking any responsibility for. And instead of questioning why he's reacting, instead of questioning the points that came up within him, he is now on a crusade to take down Desteni for apparently doing things to people or brainwashing people, not seeing or investigating the point at all of his own reaction or taking any self-responsibility for such reaction, and simply blaming Desteni. And he goes on to mention how Desteni is trying to look benevolent to lure people in, how Desteni is trying to manipulate people by speaking on issues that are popular to get people's interest so that people can join, where they're then led to the forum and brainwashed. All of this, really, if you break it down and look at his starting point, is really talking about his own fear of being brainwashed, his own reactions towards Desteni, fearing that Desteni might do something to him, without slowing down and realizing all of these reactions are his own. Desteni is a group that stands up for self-investigation, self-forgiveness, self-honesty, and these are points that he brings up in his video, where he calls it jargon. He calls it basically mumbo-jumbo. And yeah, like anything else, if you don't apply yourself with the tools, if you don't actually use something, it is just jargon. It is just mumbo-jumbo. A doctor who's been trained to do surgery and has all of the knowledge and information to do the surgery, but he never applies himself to actually do that. He just sits around with the knowledge and information and never performs surgery. All that knowledge is jargon. All that knowledge is mumbo-jumbo, because it was not actually applied and means nothing. And it's the same with self-forgiveness and self-honesty, which obviously this person has not investigated or applied for himself. And The point of self-forgiveness is to actually forgive yourself, actually investigate yourself, and let go of the points you're participating in, realizing that you don't have to participate in the mind. You don't have to participate in guilt, in shame, in self-judgment, in anger, in fear, in anything that causes you to not see things clearly. You're able to forgive yourself and move on and take responsibility to change yourself, to actually correct yourself so that you don't have to keep existing within that. And self-honesty comes part and parcel with self-forgiveness. And that's not something that a person can just dream up or conceive of in their own minds without actually applying it for themselves to see what it's about. So it's easy for a person like xfinksx to judge and bash self-forgiveness and self-honesty within never having actually applied any of it for himself, because it's not magical. It's a tool that you apply for yourself. That's what we do at Desteni. We apply ourselves within the material. And, it's mentioned in his video that these tools are meant to program you. These tools are meant to reprogram you, shall I say. And I agree with that, because it is to recognize that we as human beings are very much programmed. Our thoughts, our opinions, our ideas, our perspectives on the world are all programming. It's not special. It's not something to react to or go into fear about. It's not something to separate yourself from, because then you're not actually able to work through the point and realize that, okay, if in fact I am programmed, then that means I can reprogram myself. If in fact I am a pre-programmed being that exists out of knowledge and information that I've accepted as myself and believed and designed myself around, then I'm able to stop. I'm able to correct and remove that which doesn't serve me. So yeah, why not reprogram yourself to actually be an effective being in this world? Why not use your actual design to redesign yourself? That's what it's about. Self-forgiveness, self-honesty, knowing yourself, and taking responsibility for yourself instead of allowing yourself to just play out your pre-programming, believing that it's actually you, or believing that it's actually life, when really it's not. And another point that was brought up in this particular video is how this person keeps using the word they. If they do this, they do that, they get you to do such and such, and they'll get you to believe such and such, without actually ever taking it back to himself within any point of self-investigation, and simply projecting onto Desteni as though Desteni has some mystical, magical power to convince people or get people to believe things or to accept some weird alternate reality that Desteni creates. That's all obviously not true, and it's quite lazy within the point of even basic common sense. I mean, it's just a lazy perspective, because it shows how little investigation, how little actual research has been done on this point. So, to end off this video, I want to touch upon something that he said, which is, Desteni is something that could, waste years of your life if you participate in it. And that's interesting, because if you really look at yourself within self-honesty, you'll realize that your life has always been a waste, because you haven't actually been alive. None of us have. We've been programmed, we've been duped. We've been trained to accept life the way it is. We've been trained to accept this reality to just be the way it is without actually questioning how we're creating this reality and taking any responsibility for it. You know, the fact that everything that we believe in, everything that we have thought of ourselves has been programmed in us and has not been our actual expression shows that we've never actually been alive. So participating in destiny and participating in actual self-investigation and establishing ourselves as living, aware, self-willed beings, that's actually you being alive for perhaps the very first time. That's definitely not wasting years of your life. It's taking back the years of life you have left. So I suggest for everybody out there that may have been swayed by the outright fabrications and lies and ignorance, really, of videos like this one and others, to actually investigate yourself, and instead of allowing yourself to be directed by your reactions, your fears, your anxieties, rather question, where are these fears coming from? Where are these reactions coming from? Did you actually will yourself? Did you actually create and participate in these fears and reactions? Or did they kind of just come up without your permission? Are these things kind of happening to you? That could be a problem if you self-honestly investigate, you know, why are these reactions coming up without your permission? And why do we accept it as though these are our actual expressions? Find out. Check out the Destiny material. Apply for yourself self-honesty and dare yourself to actually live. Thanks.